Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today we're talking about Shiva. Who is Shiva? Talking about some truth that you never knew about Shiva. So, did you know that Shiva is Horus? Yes, Shiva came as Horus in Kemet. And as when you come in the world as a god, you enter the world with your two self replicas. And Shiva's two self replicas are Ptah and Heru. So when he came into Kemet, he came as Horus. And he came as a god, and he came as Horus, and his two self replica were Ptah and Heru. Shiva's self-replica Ptah is now a partial duality being that is assisting Shiva to bring the world into balance. So Shiva's other self-replica Heru is a human being in the world right now. Did you know as Horus, Aset was Shiva's mother? Yes. Today we're talking about Shiva and answering some questions about Shiva. Did you know that Shiva returned to Kemet as Akhenaten? And as Akhenaten, Shiva's role was to bring the people to self-realization so that they can know themselves. And they have a saying in Kemet, know thyself. And so Shiva brought that so that they could know that they should turn all of their devotion and their attention to their self-supreme Aten Ra. Aten Ra, because who is the source of everything, every living thing, every being, is the source of their light, and she is the source of the sun. And at that time, self-supreme Aten was disguising herself as a masculine because of the world was in such turmoil with the consciousness, and they were fighting to take over the world and to control the minds of all the beings. And this is still happening now in this world, and this is the reason why Shiva is now bringing the world into balance, because Shiva has evolved himself so that now that he has been prepared of how to bring the world into dissolution and to bring the world into balance. Did you know as Akhenaten that Shiva was the father to Aset? Yes, they're constantly coming in lifetimes playing the roles of parent and child. So, which one of Akhenaten's children is Set? If you know, comment below. When you're a god and you're returning into the world as a human being, you have to fragment yourself and you have to create a baby self. So when Shiva returned to Kemet as Heru, Shiva had his baby self within him. And Shiva's sole and main purpose was to come into self-realization and attain his enlightenment. And so Shiva carried his baby self. The baby self is the one that animates the body. And so the story of Shiva is told through Jesus' tale. Shiva once again returned to Kemet as Heru. And did you know that Shiva and Aset shared a parent and child relationship? Aset again returned as Shiva's mother. Shiva returned to Kemet as Heru, and this time Shiva did not come into a royal family. Shiva came to a humble family, a humble home. And because Shiva's mission in this lifetime was to get to evolve himself and to know himself. And so Shiva spent time evolving himself. When he came as Heru, and Shiva evolved himself, and Shiva attained his enlightenment, right? And so Shiva explored every aspect of the duality. And Shiva traveled to India, where he lived out his days teaching yoga and guiding others to enlightenment. Shiva's story is illustrated in the Bible under a different name and with a different location. But know that Horus is Jesus. Well, all they did was they changed the name, changed Horus or Heru to Jesus, and changed the location of where this happened. Because Shiva said that all of this took place in Egypt, and when Shiva came into Kemet as Heru and attained his enlightenment, and it was during the time when the Greek and the Romans were ruling in Egypt. The ones who wrote the Bible, and they took the story, Horus' story, and they changed the location and the name of the characters to create confusion, right? And when the story said that Jesus said, "You have turned my Father's house or temple into a marketplace," he was talking about the temple that he built to Aten Ra. That's located in the city of Amarna, southern Heliopolis. Because when Shiva attained his enlightenment, Shiva knew all his lifetimes, and knew that it was himself who had came and built that temple to Aten. And so because they had turned the people's mind away from the reverence to the sun, and they were worshiping a whole lot of idols, just like all the people are doing in this time. The people are doing the same thing in this time. Their heart is turned away. They do not know themselves, and they're all worshiping all of these beings, demons and devils and satans. You know, I mean, if a being come to you and tell you that he's the devil, and he's doing all kind of negative things and all these things, and you gonna sit there and worship him, it shows you the mental state of the beings, the mental state of the human beings, and the mental state of the being who has taken a form as a devil, Satan, or a god, you know, or a demon. You know, they're coming and they're telling you that this is how they are. They're telling you what their mental state is. And so this is the same thing when Shiva came into Kemet, and Shiva was showing the people the true way. They were so stuck, their mind was stuck into all of these idol worshiping and all of these witchcraft things, and all these things that they're doing is the same thing now in this world. That I have become awakened, and I have enlightened myself, and I have turned my light on, and I see the world the way it is, and I am explaining it and sharing this knowing, and nobody wants to hear it. So Shiva encountered the same thing when he came and illuminated himself, and it was way after Shiva left that Shiva became, everybody started worshiping him. You know what I'm saying? But when he was here and was showing them the way, they did not want to listen. And so I am here right now, and I am showing you the way, and I'm telling you the true story of Shiva, because Shiva is our self-consciousness. And so Shiva is clarifying for me his story, so that you can know the truth and know that Shiva is Jesus. The baby self, Jesus, has merged back into Shiva, is no longer in this world. So when you say you're worshiping Jesus, You're worshiping the consciousness being who says he's Jesus and he takes your soul. Shiva knows that he cannot take your soul because your soul is your real self and you must merge all yourself back together as a unified self. So if Shiva should come and want your soul, know that you got the wrong Shiva, or Shiva is having a mental sickness. Shiva must never take your soul because that is your light and that is yourself. So know that you're being deceived. You're under false perception because you're looking through the lens of the illusions. And so this is the truth. These are all these things that you never knew about Shiva, and I am sharing it with you because Shiva is myself. Shiva is my subconsciousness. You know what I'm saying? Shiva is also your self too, supreme self, but Shiva is my personal self. You understand? Shiva rose up with me as my dual nature self. Shiva is myself. So know that, and Shiva is clarifying so that you can know the truth. And Shiva has a message for all of his devotees and for all of Jesus followers and Jesus worshippers. He's telling you that he wants you to know that he is Jesus. Jesus is no longer in the world. I know this to be the real and the truth because just like Jasmine, the baby self, that was animating the body. Once she came awake and she fulfilled her destiny, she merged into Aset. Aset rose up, and so she is no longer in the world. She is merged back into Aset. So when you're speaking to me, know that you're not speaking to if you know me as Jasmine or if you don't know me as Jasmine. Know that you are not speaking to Jasmine and you're not speaking to Jasmine. Know that this is Aset that you're talking to. And so this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, that Shiva is Jesus. Jesus no longer exists in the world because Jesus was Shiva's baby self. He came as Heru, but his name was changed by the people who wanted to create confusion and did not want people to know that he was from Egypt and he was black. His skin was black. They did not want you to know this. So they create this confusion. You know what I'm saying? That, to give you like Jesus was white and Jesus was this color and Jesus was that. No, Shiva was black. And so know that Jesus was black. You know what I'm saying? So this was the confusion that they wanted to create. That's why they did all of that foolishness. But know this truth. You know what I'm saying? So Shiva wants you to come into realization and to turn your light on so that you can experience the real, so you can know the real and you can see things the way they are. When you see things the way they are, you accept it. You accept that it's all of yourself in its ignorance, and you have to illuminate yourself so you can bring light to your demons and your devils and your satans. Your demons and your devils and your satans are exploring the world in 100% ego, terrorizing the self, reigning tyrannical over the self, and stealing people's light and raping and sodomizing and doing all of these things. It is you. It's you that is doing that in ignorance. And you know what I'm saying? So wake yourself up, illuminate yourself, so you can bring balance to yourself, and this is how balance is going to be brought to the world. So know this truth. Okay? So that's the message that Shiva have for you. All right? Thank you so much for joining me. I am Primal Light. Prepare for the world with the identity Aset. I am the daughter of the Self-Supreme, Primal Light, the liberator and advocate for all souls. Thank you so much.